Here with Olen Scott, Chief Commercial Officer at Stored Energy Systems, or SENS, here at POWERGEN 2026. So, Olen, let's just start. How's the week been for you here in San Antonio?
Busy. It's been great. It's really busy, which I'm sure is the case for everybody in the business, but it's been awesome. Lots of great meetings. Every year it seems to get bigger and better. We appreciate being here.
What are the biggest challenges you're seeing across critical power today?
Oh, man, that's a tough question to synthesize in a few words. I'll do my best because it's always, of course, in mission critical, it's getting power and then keeping power up, right? Power continuity, which is our wheelhouse. But I would say the toughest thing that people are dealing with right now is really managing, doing a lot of new things, right, with new vendors at the speed of business. What we're seeing is that, of course, the grid, the utility operators can't provide prime power, right, at the speed of business, at least not reliably. That's not a diss. The demand's just gone up that high, right? So our customers, they have to be very open to doing new things. You see a lot of islanding. You see people looking at SMR, small modular reactors. You see people employing natural gas solutions for prime power, right? So people have to be open to doing a lot of new things for prime power and power continuity. And as often as not, those new things are provided by new companies, right? And so you've got to vet those new technologies, those new companies, but you have to do it all at the speed of business, and you don't get to decide what the speed of business is, right? The market does. And so I think that pushes a lot of companies out of their comfort zone and is probably the hardest thing they're dealing with.
What types of factors impact reliability, and how do critical applications like data centers make sure they always have power?
So I would say the thing that affects power reliability the most is power design, right? How you architect and design a power system. And you can, in theory, design any amount, any degree of continuity into your power solutions as you can afford, right? Or as you choose to invest in. You know, we see folks that, you define N as the amount of power we need, right? So some of our customers, they define, when they back up their power, they define it as N or N plus 1. Some of the more risk averse will do 2N, and I've even seen 2N plus 1, right? But even when you design all of that backup and the backup to the backup in, things do still break, right? Which is where we come in.
What trends are driving operators and engineers to rethink traditional multi-vendor purchasing options?
The trend is they have to move at the speed of business, right? Our customers don't really get to decide how fast they move. The market decides how fast they have to move if they want to compete, right? And in order to move at that speed, you have to try new things, right? For decades, it's just been you buy your power from the grid, you buy some generators, maybe you back up those generators. Today, people are thinking about, small modular reactors as far as nuclear. Everyone's looking at employing some form of natural gas. People are employing levels of solar. There's lots of different types of BESSs out there. And in most cases, what you see is a yes and approach. People are trying everything, right, and creating hybrid environments or hybrid solutions to their problems.
We're seeing SENS in a lot more conversations as the power generation business explodes. Yeah. What is it that you are doing right?
Yeah, very much. Thank you. So I think what we're doing most right is we're listening to the voice of our customers, right? We do a ton of market sensing, and our engineers, who I would argue are the best in the business, spend a lot of time talking to our customers, our prospective customers, and the design community. And what they told us, well, we heard them saying loud and clear, roughly go back 5 years ago, because I should say we've been at this for 55 years, and for 50 years we were making the best chargers that money could buy, right? And they had a great reputation as being wildly reliable. What we did about 5 years ago is we started developing systems around them, because what our customers told us was that bringing a system into our business or into our data center as 15 different pieces from 15 different vendors and then trying to hire qualified electricians to integrate all of that on site was an enormous headache, and every single one of those represented a point of risk. Right, so we brought all of that into our factory, and we factory integrate these systems. We factory certify, they're factory UL listed, right, and then we send it out where all they have to do is attach external power. And that's been a huge boon for our business and a huge win for our customers.
Olen, what should operators and engineers expect from SENS in the year ahead?
More of that, right? More of the same. We have some surprises that I can't dive too deep into here, but look for us to make some really exciting announcements in the coming weeks and months about some partnerships and some roadmap things that'll help us address bigger problems for our customers. They address a lot of our customers' GPU load smoothing concerns in their designs, and so those things and more. So stay tuned, please.
Well, it sounds like you've had a big week at POWERGEN 2026. Yeah. How can potential customers reach you?
Go to SENS, SENS-USA.com, or if you want to reach out to me directly, it's Olen, O-L-E-N, last name Scott, on LinkedIn.